Good day, Tamers. Welcome back to some more fun times with me, Agito Swiftly, and we're going to go over what happened today at the Grand Asian Finals. Overall, from what I saw of it, was a great day. Salaryman wearing the suit to the games, and then obviously just doing really well all day long is always fun. But we're just going to quickly go over the cards and what we've seen here, and then at the end of the video, just because that's how it's been released by Bandai themselves, we'll go over the ban list, see how we think about it. First off, we have the chase card for the set, which is going to be the Black War Greymon Ace, and it looks fantastic. Even in 2D, it looks really good, but in the full 3D aesthetic that we do also get from Bandai, it does look crazy. And wouldn't be too upset if I pull this from a pack. Then we got to see the brand newest stuff here, with the 3 first-time reveal cards of Tentomon, Gotsumon, and Betamon. They are part of the hoodie line, as well as the CS traits, so they kind of mix and match again. But Tentomon, I believe, is a cost reducer for Digivolutions. Gotsumon, I believe, is a searcher. And I'm not too sure about Betamon, but we shall be getting these in the near future, so we'll go over them again. We did get 2 new reveals today. We got a Wormmon from BT23 and a Mastymon from BT23, but we'll go over the Wormmon quickly. Replace to 4, 3000 DP, Digivolves from a level 2 green Digimon for a cost of 1, or the CS trait for a cost of 0, which means Sudamon probably. He's a very good boy. So we may first replacing one of your Ericas as this Digimon's bottom Digivolution cards. This Digimon may Digivolve into a Udimon in the hand or trash with the Digivolution cost reduced by 2. Obviously, we have to see how good Hoodie is, and if that is actually a free evolution, or like maybe for a cost of 1. But we'll go forwards. And obviously, if Eric is an expensive tamer, then it might not be worth it either way, or maybe she got a really good inherited. But we shall see when we get more cards revealed. Then all turns, all of your Digimon with the Hoodie trait get plus 1000 DP, which isn't terrible. It's also all turns, which isn't terrible as a blanket statement. We could see some of these get really big on both turns. And then the new Mastymon, which in my opinion is absolutely amazing. Play cost of 13, 30,000 DP. Digivolves may at level 5 purple or yellow for a cost of 5. The CS trait for a cost of 5, but may DNA from any yellow or purple Digimon, which Adventure Mastymon may live on again. Barrier, which is pretty damn good. And then Petition for Angie Woman and Lady Devamon. So the usual sources, but again, having Petition is just a great skill, especially if we can accidentally fall over and get to do it again for free. When Digivolving, you may play 1 over 5 or lower yellow or purple card from your hand or trash without paying the cost, so it's going to be from for trash. Then, if this Digimon stack has 2 or more same level cards, trash the top cards of both players' security stacks so they have 3 cards left. So, if your opponent's doing very well and obviously you're a bit more behind, this is really good. If it kind of puts you at a level, that's not so bad. But then all turns once per turn, when security stacks are removed from, you may place 1 Digimon as the bottom security card. So maybe you put the thing you just played out as the bottom security card. Maybe you pop something on your opponent's side of the field to stick it underneath. Who knows? Not me. Hope it's an ace. Not me. But no, this is a really good card. It's a great way of putting things off the board when they're causing trouble, and it's just a great way to sort of get rid of troublesome threats if you can't otherwise. Then we had the continuation of what's coming out with this beautiful tapestry from the BT21, 22, 23 and 24 releases. Obviously 24 is next year, but it does look really good. Put your guesses down below what you think is going to be in BT24. A lot of people are thinking it's going to be Magna X. I'm going to say it's going to be Magna ST17. Just because I could see it being a Magna, to be fair, with all the yellowness around it and the blue. We saw the artwork for the new Renamon coming in the advanced deck coming in December. Really cool artwork. I do wonder if it has something to do with the green. Maybe we're going to get a yellow-green Renamon, but we shall see. Hopefully not too long down the road. Brand new illustration for Aegismon. I'm not sure how I feel about this. If it's going to be like renderings from the game and they're going to put them on cards and as just like a, hey, look, we thought we'd do like a mixed match, because technically it's the only place you can find these Digimon. then that's not so bad. I just hope these are regular cards and not alt arts, because I think I'd be really disappointed if this wasn't alt art, especially because he's so weirdly proportioned. New illustrations for the first time from EX11. I am wondering if EX11 will have every tamer in their newest gear, because for those of you who haven't been following the story, after the small sort of like, I think it was a 3 weeks departure where they had like a system failure, essentially end of like part 1, they all came back with some new gear on, and that happened I think before 21. So BT21 turned up and then everyone's still wearing their old gear. So hopefully in 11 everyone's wearing their, I suppose you can call it, summer outfits. This Imp goes hard though. It's also fun at Guildmon. I don't know what's going on here. They are pissed. But hopefully it's a good card. They just need like a really decent Impmon that just goes crazy. And then hopefully we have like a really good heavy metal. And then we have a really good level 7 that just goes, sod it, we're going for it. Like, give us the million Gallop or something like that as like the top end. That'd be or like heavy metal burst mode. I don't know. This seems cool. We found out today as well that we get AD01 instead of getting RB2. So I think they actually did announce it originally as RB2, but now they've just turned it to AD1, which is Advanced Booster. And they showed us this cool artwork. I'm not too sure if he's going to be a new art, if he's going to be a reprint from like from RB1. Hopefully it's going to be good, because Gamamon's one of those decks where it's like you're always just one piece of support away from being a good deck, and stuff coming out in EX10 is pretty darn good, to be fair. The Banlist. This is probably what you're here for if you're here, so if you jumped along, hello. Restricted lists. We did go over this in my prediction video. I think mostly I thought it was going to be sort of like a paired limit, but yeah, I think it's basically paired limit if anything isn't going to have Night or Light or Galaxy named. I do wonder if we'll get an erratus version down the line that is a, maybe in like Advanced Booster 1. Oh hey, we brought it back because we've actually fixed the text, so now it can only be used in its own deck. But that also depends if Olympians are going to be in. It is what it is. We got an actual banned pair now, which means that you can't use Volderarm in Sakuyamon, so I'm sure a lot of people are kind of annoyed by that, but at the end of the day, it was essentially keeping the game lock-fisted, and I think people are quite happy now that that's no longer the case. And we have 9 new restricted cards, although I think there should be 10. I feel like they forgot something. So we got 2 of the 3 available memory cards. Gravity's gone to 1, Parabolic's gone to 1, because Parabolic's got picked up recently. And there is Tropical Venom, which I'm using in a couple of decks. People say it's the most fairest one, but it's one of those where like you're already going to be doing the suspending, so you're just going to gain memory for doing what you're going to do anyway. So it's like the other 2, it's just, it seems more fair. Guildmon has been limited to 1, which I think a lot of people are more coming around to, as opposed to Groundmon X antibody, because a lot of people are just thinking like, oh, you know, Groundmon X should have gone down to 1 or 0 because it's too broken. But then people seem to be forgetting the fact that so many decks are gaining like 6 to 9 memory a turn, and then dropping 3 of these on the board, and you can swing with Rush. So, although I am happy to see, you know, something happening, it's just very strange. A lot of people are very confused by the Groundmon. The Groundmon's on here for many different reasons. It was used in, I think, like 3 or 4 different decks over the last couple of years, and I think they've obviously realised that given the format where that you want a lot of trash, or given the format where things need to go a bit faster, it's a very good card. And I'm going to be honest, it is a very good card. So, yeah, it's taken its time, but it's definitely turned up. And another problem card, which has only just really turned up in the last couple of months. Garuda X Antibody has been limited to 1, because giving something Rush for basically free is fun. So, that's that down. It wasn't really on my radar, because I feel like Gilbirds wasn't like doing massive, and then all of a sudden for this tournament, it's just everyone's playing it. So I think the Asian regions knew what was coming, so it's already been limited. Digivolution Plug-in S has now been limited to 2. Were people playing more than 2 of this? Question mark. Because honestly, I'm not too sure, because I think I was playing 2 of this for a while. I've not really played Sakuyamon for a good little bit, to be fair. So I feel like this is you just have to replace one card, but people might have put more in it, or the Asian side of the game were playing like a 4 of. Um, I know a lot of people over here were playing a lot more of like the physicals or the memories, or I think a couple of like you play scrambles. So I don't know. Maybe it was more of a tech for their side, but yeah. Um, Anything that slows down the game is always generally a good thing if the issue is it's going too fast. Security going down to 1 is it's probably needed. It's probably more of a shock that they took this one down. But we are getting a brand new one in December, so it could be a case of like, oh no, you can only run 5 of this one now. So we shall see shortly. Royal Knights of the Purge. I think a lot of us saw this coming because Bandai had to do something with Royal Knights. I just think it was a case of they didn't really know what to do with Royal Knights. And this is possibly the most lenient thing they could have done. But a lot of people are saying like, oh man, you've done me too dirty right here now. I can't believe that I can't just ignore your effects and just win the game. So I think a lot of people are just having to like refigure the deck. I think it's not too bad. You've got lots of cards, you've got lots of support for this deck. So I think they'll be okay. I think they'll be fine. And then finally, Metal Grumon from EX1. I said back in the day, and I probably said this back in the day because it was annoying me because it was always against me when I was playing like on deletion decks, how powerful this card was. And then you'd also see this during Melga Turbo OTK, and everyone's like, nah, that's not very good. And to a degree, I imagine it wasn't like the greatest card in the world, but this is generally the one that you used to go into and then go into X Antibody. So you'd have like just a ton of memory, and then you go into your plays, and then if you didn't do what you wanted to do to your opponent, you could still like have a secondary turn, or you could still essentially play like an option card to remove your opponent from the field. You know the good old days. Overall, though, I like this list. Any list that has any hatred towards Gabmon is a good list to me. So, what do I know? Just pure hatred out here. And finally, last thing that we saw that's coming out in the next EX set is we are getting this lovely new promo booster pack here. I say promo. Box topper exclusive stuff. We're getting a full art Devimon from BT15. We're getting the Impmon from ST14. It would have been nice if they carried on the art style from the trainings that we just got, what we're going to get at championships, because Sunimon, the evil Patmon in brackets, could have been here instead of Dracomon, so that would have been really cool to have the same, like, oh yes, they're always friends together. Promo School Nightmon getting its reprint in this set, which honestly is kind of better, because they obviously know that people will need School Nightmon if they want to play like the builds for Twilight and Bagheera. So it's nice that they remembered and went like, we're going to put it in this set. Don't worry guys, we didn't forget, we promise. Sometimes. The LM set Gammon's coming out here. Obviously, as you've seen, we're getting support for both the Gauss and Bagulus. So instead of giving us a new Gamma, they're giving us the old Gamma back again, which means that you're also having to run Pokemon. I think a lot of people will try and get away from that build, but maybe it's still the right choice. And because most of us are simps, a very busty Mr. Memory Boost. Ara ara to all you out there. Overall, I think these are like 5 really good cards. Devimon makes sense with the new Motorsport stuff. It might make sense with all the stuff going on with Beelzemon. And for those who couldn't get out to the Evo Cups, sorry, the Ultimate Cups, and get their Ipmons, this is essentially a nice secondary mid rarity, which I might pick up 4 of anyway. School Nightmon just needed the reprint because it has started to get pricey, especially with all the reveals going on. Gammon having an alt art is just nice because it's just nice to have the alt arts. And Miss Memory Boost, I don't think it was ever expensive, but I think the other full art was starting to go a little bit out of people's hands. So it's nice to sort of get a restock of pretty Memory Boosts when you can, especially since a lot of these decks like to mill. But that was it today, guys. Thank you for being here. We'll catch you guys on hopefully a short tomorrow, and have yourselves a good evening. Goodbye for now.